I've really enjoyed the Mission Impossible movies. I mean, even from that first one, like almost 30 years ago, directed by Brian De Palma. And I think, honestly, I think that might be my favorite one of all of them. I just, there's just something away. The way that De Palma moves his camera, I just really like it. And I like the way that it's edited. There's a lot of things about that movie that I really like. But look, they're all entertaining. And the last one, well, it just didn't do too well at the box office. But this one looks like, I mean, it looked like it had some promise. So let's talk about it. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. Picking up from the previous movie entitled Dead Reckoning, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning has Ethan Hunt and the IMF team race against time to find the Entity, a rogue artificial intelligence that can destroy mankind. The movie stars Tom Cruise, Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and Esai Morales. So before we get into the review, I just want to say, hey, thanks. Thank you for watching, my stuff. I really appreciate that, especially while I was out of pocket for like 2 weeks being sick and all. I mean, people were still watching my stuff. So I really, really appreciate that. And of course, the members, I want to, a special thank you to you guys. And also, hey, every Tuesday we do a stream, right? It's a live stream where we can talk about movies, we can talk about pretty much anything, but I go over some movie news and show you the stuff that I've picked up for sale and stuff like that. It's a fun time. But also, the last couple of weeks we've been doing these hangouts over on Discord after the stream. And like the other night, we were up till like 1 a.m. just chatting, and it was a fun time. So if you're interested in that, hey, check the link in the description to the Discord. There's a invite there. So, check it out if you want, no big thing. But anyway, back to the review. As I said, I'm a fan of the Mission Impossible films, and I really enjoyed the last one with Dead Reckoning. Well, it says part one, but I mean, they didn't do part two. They decided to call it Final Reckoning. But look, here's the thing. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a good time. I thought the stunts were awesome, and it really moved. I mean, that movie, watching it again recently, I was really impressed with how everything was put together. And so this one, well, there's some good things and maybe some not so good things. But real quick, I just want to say acting across the board, great. There's Everybody's awesome. Like if you're in a Mission Impossible movie, it's because you're solid. You're a solid actor, right? And it doesn't matter if you've got 5 lines or you've got 50 lines. You're a solid actor if you're in a Mission Impossible movie. So I really, really appreciated everybody just, going to bat for Tom Cruise, I guess, because I mean, like I said, everybody was great. I'll say there's a chance that I could have voted for Angela Bassett. I mean, politics aside, I've been in love with Angela Bassett for like 30 years. So that's just the thing. Okay. But anyway, this is the Tom Cruise show, right? I mean, you come to a Mission Impossible movie to see a Tom Cruise spectacle. And I got to say, he doesn't disappoint. I mean, the guy does things where I'm just like, I don't understand how you're doing this. Like, you, he's getting up there. He's getting up there in age, and he's still bringing us like spectacle. And that's awesome. And I know, we can talk about his private life and his religion, all that stuff. I don't care. The guy makes really, really entertaining movies. And one of the things that I really love about Tom Cruise is that he loves movies. He loves the industry. He loves being a part of it. He acts like, and this it could all be an act, but he really does act like he loves everything about it. Right. I mean, and I don't know. I like to see that. I like to see actors that, take joy and pride in what they do. And he sure seems to do that. Technically, this movie is great. I mean, everything across the board. It's weird because especially in this movie, I feel like it feels like a final movie, at least of this team, of this something. It just feels there's finality to it. And there are definitely callbacks to the rest of the franchise. But this is, like I said, technically sound. Very, very sound, perfect across the board. Now, I think where people might find fault in this movie is the story. Because at least that's what I've seen from other people. Now, I don't watch reviews early. Like, I don't want someone else's opinion to influence my own. So I haven't watched any reviews, but I have seen headlines. And there have been people say, oh, it's just a slog. oh, it's just, it's lost its luster and all this kind of stuff. All that, those are the kind of headlines that I've seen. Although, if you go over to Rotten Tomatoes right now, critically, it's sitting at 80%. So I don't understand. I guess I saw all the bad headlines, I guess. But all I got to say is this movie will work for you if you're a fan of the franchise. I don't know how this would work for you if you're, if you've only seen a couple of Mission Impossible movies. There are going to be things in this movie that aren't going to, they're not going to fly for you. I guess what it is there's a love of the franchise in this movie, and there are definitely story elements that lead you to go, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember when that happened back in such and such movie. I I really dug that. I really enjoyed it, and I could feel the length. I could feel like I was like, this. I feel like this could be a little shorter, but I also really enjoyed it. So I don't know. I don't know how other people are going to react to it. I will say that a lot of it just doesn't make sense. Like this should have been, Ethan Hunt dies a lot because I don't understand how he made it through some of those things. Like, as a, if this is real life, it probably would have ended in the first movie. But anyway, I'm just trying to say there's a little bit of, take it with a grain of salt, just say, okay, well, that's kind of jumping the shark a little bit, but hey, it's just an entertaining film. It's not meant to be a historical document, but I just enjoyed it. And I think if you have the patience for it, and especially if you're a fan of the franchise, I think you're going to dig this movie. Now, unfortunately, on opening day, I could only find tickets to a non-IMAX screening because my wife wanted to go. She works, of course, so there's no way we could have made it to the 2 p.m. IMAX screenings that were all over DFW, but we just couldn't make it to that. So we had to settle for a regular 5 o'clock screening. And man, it kind of worries me because there were very few people in there, very few. And the weird thing too is that, when I was looking at the listings, of course, Lilo and Stitch also came out today, which I got to be honest, I don't care about. But I'm looking at the listings, and a lot of, my theaters that are close to me, there's like 2 or 3 times as many screenings for Lilo and Stitch than Mission Impossible. So it's kind of like, man, I hope this movie does okay. That shouldn't affect, whether you go see the movie or not. I mean, I think it's definitely worth seeing in theater. It's a great, great time. But again, there's going to be people that are like, that movie's too long. It was just too long, too drawn out, and I didn't enjoy that. But I'm just telling you what I saw. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. So anyway, I'm kind of curious about you. Like, did you go see Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, or are you interested in seeing it? What did you think about it? If you did, let's talk about it in the comment section below. And I do want to give a special shout out to Ninjinzu, Rufus the Red, and Star Fox, my level 2 members. Thank you so much for that support. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.